Welcome to Geotechnical Engineering 1 Session 2. In the previous session, we discussed about the basic definitions and their interrelationships. In this session, let us solve some problems on interrelationships. The first problem is the moisture content of a saturated soil is 35% and specific gravity of its particles is 2.7. Find the void ratio and porosity. What will be the degree of saturation, air content and percentage air voids if the moisture content gets reduced to 5% on drying? So here water content is given, which is 35%, and specific gravity is given. And it is also mentioned that the soil is saturated. That means degree of saturation equal to 1. So when the degree of saturation equal to 1, then we can use the interrelationship S equal to Wg, where S equal to 1, so that void ratio equal to water content multiplied by specific gravity of soil. Then, knowing the value of void ratio, we can find the porosity using the equation porosity equal to E by 1 plus E, so that we can estimate the porosity of the soil. Then, when the moisture content gets reduced to 5%, that is water content equal to 5%, then once again we can use the same relationship S equal to Wg, and then we can estimate the degree of saturation. Then knowing the value of degree of saturation, we can estimate the air content, which is equal to 1 minus degree of saturation. Then percentage air voids, which is the product of porosity and air content. We can take the air content as 0.857 and then porosity, which is already calculated, it is 0.49. So from this product we can find the percentage air voids, which is 0.42. Then second problem is a sample of sand has a porosity of 40%. Taking specific gravity equal to 2.7, determine dry unit weight, saturated unit weight, submerged unit weight and bulk unit weight when the degree of saturation is 60%. So here porosity is given as 40%. So knowing the porosity, we can find the void ratio using the equation E equal to N by 1 minus N. Then knowing the value of void ratio, we can find the dry unit weight using the equation gamma D equal to G gamma W by 1 plus C. Then saturated unit weight is equal to G plus C into gamma W by 1 plus C. So here knowing the values of specific gravity and void ratio, we can estimate the saturated unit weight. Here gamma W is the unit weight of water, which has to be taken as 9.81 kilonewton per meter cube. Then submerged unit weight, which is equal to saturated unit weight minus unit weight of water, is approximately equal to 10 kilonewton per meter cube. Then when the degree of saturation is 0.6, then bulk unit weight equal to G plus Sc into gamma W divided by 1 plus C. In this equation we can substitute S value is 0.6, G value is 2.7, E value is 0.67, gamma W is 9.81, so that we can find the bulk unit weight, which is 18.22 kilonewton per meter cube. Then third problem is a partially saturated soil from an earthfill has a natural water content of 22% with bulk unit weight of 18.5 kilonewton per meter cube and specific gravity equal to 2.67. Compute the degree of saturation and void ratio. If the soil gets saturated subsequently, determine the dry unit weight, submerged unit weight and saturated unit weight. Here water content is given, bulk unit weight is given, specific gravity is given, so that we can find the dry unit weight, which is equal to bulk unit weight divided by 1 plus water content. Then once again by taking the dry unit weight equation, which is equal to G gamma W divided by 1 plus C, we can estimate the void ratio, because already dry unit weight is calculated using the equation. By substituting dry unit weight 15.16. In this equation we can estimate the void ratio. Then using the interrelationship S equal to Wg, we can estimate the degree of saturation. Then when the soil is saturated, that is the degree of saturation is 1, we can find the water content, which is equal to E by G, that is 0.27. Then the equation for saturated unit weight is G plus C into gamma W by 1 plus C, so that we can calculate the saturated unit weight. Then submerged unit weight equal to saturated unit weight minus unit weight of water, which is come as 9.47 kilonewton per meter cube. Then fourth problem is, in an earthen embankment under construction, the bulk unit weight is 16.5 kilonewton per meter cube at a water content of 11%. The water content is to be raised to 15%. Compute the quantity of water required to be added per cubic meter of soil. Assume no change in the void ratio. So here initial water content is 11%. Then after increase in the water content, it should be 15%. And we have to compute the quantity of water required to be added per cubic meter of soil. So we have to take volume as 1 meter cube. Then, so because bulk unit weight and water content are given, we can find the dry unit weight, which is equal to bulk unit weight divided by 1 plus water content. So what is dry unit weight? It is the ratio of weight of solids to the total volume. So that knowing the value of dry unit weight from this equation, we can estimate the weight of solids, which is equal to dry unit weight multiplied by volume of soil, which is 14.86 kilonewton. Then water content is the ratio of weight of water to the weight of solids. So for both the water contents, that is corresponding to 11% and 15%, we can estimate the weight of water. Since the weight of solids is constant, you can use the same value for both the equations, and then you can estimate the weight of water corresponding to both the water contents W1 and W2. Then by taking the difference, we can find the increase in weight of water content. Then using the unit weight of water, which is the ratio of weight of water to volume of water, we can estimate the volume of water required to raise the water content to 15%. Then fifth problem is, the natural water content of a sample taken from a soil deposit was found to be 11.5%. It has been calculated that the maximum density for the soil will be obtained when the water content reaches 21.5%. Compute how much water must be added to 22,500 kg of soil in order to increase the water content to 21.5%. Assume that the degree of saturation in its natural state was 40% and specific gravity equal to 2.7. So initial water content is 11.5% and final water content is 21.5%. Degree of saturation corresponding to initial water content is given as 40%. Then weight of soil corresponding to natural state is given as 22,500 kg. When you convert into kilonewtons, it is coming 220.725 kilonewtons. Then we know that dry unit weight equal to bulk unit weight divided by 1 plus water content. Similarly, weight of solids, because dry unit weight equal to weight of solids by total volume, whereas bulk unit weight equal to total weight by total volume. So volume will get cancelled because it is same. Then you will get an equation, weight of solids equal to total weight divided by 1 plus water content. So here total weight is given, water content is given as 11.5, so that we can estimate the weight of solids, which is 197.96 kilonewtons. So once again we can take the water content equation, which is the ratio of weight of water to weight of solids, so that we can estimate the weight of water corresponding to both the water contents. Then we can find the weight of water required to raise the water content to 21.5% by taking the difference between the weights of water corresponding to both the water contents. Then unit weight of water, which is equal to weight of water divided by volume of water. Using this equation we can estimate the volume of water. So knowing the weight of water, we can estimate the volume of water using the equation of unit weight of water. The next problem is, a soil 2000 meter cube in volume is excavated from a borrow pit where the natural moisture content is 15% and bulk unit weight is 17 kilonewton per meter cube. The soil is used in an embankment compacted at a porosity of 30%. What will be the volume of compacted embankment assuming no change in dry mass and moisture content of soil? Also find the degree of saturation and percentage of air voids of the borrow pit and the embankment. Take the specific gravity equal to 2.68. So here borrow pit soil is there. The same soil is transported to the field to construct the embankment. So here soil is same, but the state is changed. The density and porosity will vary. So in the state, when it is in the borrow pit, the volume is 2000 meter cube and water content is 15%. Bulk unit weight is 17 kilonewton per meter cube. So embankment soil should have a porosity of 30%. So corresponding to the borrow pit soil, you can estimate the dry unit weight, which is equal to bulk unit weight divided by 1 plus water content. So knowing the value of dry unit weight, we can estimate the void ratio using the equation G gamma W by 1 plus E. So that we can estimate the void ratio corresponding to the borrow pit soil. Then for the embankment soil, since the porosity is given, we can estimate the void ratio using the equation N by 1 minus N. So now we know the void ratio corresponding to both the states of soil, that is in the borrow pit as well as the embankment. So since it is same soil existing in different states, we can use the volume interrelationship, which is V1 by V2 equal to 1 plus E1 by 1 plus E2. V1, if we take borrow pit properties, then V1 is 2000 meter cube, V2 which we have to find, then 1 plus E1. E1 is the void ratio corresponding to borrow pit state is 0.78 and E2 is 0.43, so that we can estimate the value of V2, that is volume of embankment soil. The next problem is, earth is required to be excavated from borrow pits for building an embankment. The wet unit weight of undisturbed soil is 18 kilonewton per meter cube and its water content is 8%. In order to build a highway embankment with top width 7.5 meter, 4 meter height and side slopes 1:1, estimate the quantity of earth required to be excavated per meter length of embankment. The dry unit weight required in the embankment is 15 kilonewton per meter cube with a moisture content of 10%. Assume the specific gravity of solids as 2.67. So here for the borrow pit, bulk unit weight is given and water content is given. For the embankment, directly the dry unit weight is given along with the water content and volume. Volume is not given directly, but the dimensions are given. So using the dimensions, we can estimate the volume by taking unit length. So you can multiply the cross section area with unit length so that we can estimate the volume of embankment soil. Then for the borrow pit soil, we can estimate the dry unit weight using the equation gamma d equal to gamma by 1 plus water content. Here dry unit weights are available for both the states of soil, so that we can derive the volume relationship for those two states. V1 by V2 equal to gamma D2 by gamma D1. So using this interrelationship, we can estimate the volume of soil V1 equal to 41.39 meter cube per meter length of embankment. Then next example is, an earthen embankment is to be constructed with a void ratio of 0.85. The quantity of soil in the embankment is 5 into 10 to the power of 5 meter cube. 3 borrow pits are available for the construction of the embankment, for which the voids ratio and transportation costs are given below. Evaluate the suitable borrow pit from the economical consideration. So there are 3 borrow pits for which voids ratio and cost per cubic meter are given. So here for the embankment, the properties are given as volume as 5 into 10 to the power of 5 meter cube and void ratio as 0.85. So for borrow pit A, we know the void ratio, and for B and C also voids ratios are given. So here, since it is of same soil, we can use the volume relationship V1 by V2 equal to 1 plus E1 by 1 plus E2. So by applying this equation for each of the borrow pit, that is A, B and C, we can estimate the volume of soil required from each borrow pit, that is VA, VB and VC. So we can always compare with the volume of embankment soil and void ratio of embankment soil, and then we can estimate the volume of soil required from each borrow pit. So after calculating the volume, we can multiply with the cost per cubic meter so that we can get the total cost. So for all the 3 pits, we can estimate the total cost that is required so that we can compare which is economical. So from all these 3 values, we can make out that pit B is economical. Next example is, the natural water content and bulk unit weight of a soil are 14% and 18.64 kilonewton per meter cube respectively. The observed values of maximum void ratio and minimum void ratio corresponding to the loosest and densest states are 0.8 and 0.48 respectively. If the specific gravity is 2.65, calculate the degree of saturation and relative density. If the soil gets submerged, what would be its unit weight? So here maximum and minimum voids ratio are given corresponding to loosest and densest states. Water content is given as 14% and bulk unit weight is given as 18.64. So knowing the values of bulk unit weight and water content, we can estimate the dry unit weight. So dry unit weight equal to bulk unit weight divided by 1 plus water content. Then knowing the value of dry unit weight, by taking the equation gamma D equal to G gamma W by 1 plus C, we can estimate the void ratio, which is the in situ void ratio, and this dry unit weight is in situ dry unit weight, that is corresponding to field condition. Then by using the relationship S equal to WG, we can estimate the degree of saturation. Then the equation for density index or relative density is E max minus E divided by E max minus E minimum, that is maximum void ratio corresponding to loosest state minus void ratio corresponding to in situ state divided by maximum void ratio minus minimum void ratio. Minimum void ratio is corresponding to densest state. So the values of E max and E minimum are given, and the value of E is calculated from the value of dry unit weight, so that we can substitute all the values in this equation and then estimate the density index. Then the equation for submerged unit weight is G minus 1 into gamma W by 1 plus E. By substituting the values of specific gravity, unit weight of water and void ratio, we can estimate the submerged unit weight. Next example is the density index of sand was determined as 65%. The observed values of maximum dry unit weight and minimum dry unit weight corresponding to the loosest and densest states were 13.5 and 16.5 kilonewton per meter cube respectively. If the specific gravity is 2.65, calculate the in situ porosity of the soil. So here maximum and minimum dry unit weights are given corresponding to loosest and densest states, as well as the density index is also provided. So what is the equation of density index in terms of dry unit weight? That is gamma D max divided by gamma D into gamma D minus gamma D minimum divided by gamma D max minus gamma D minimum. All three terms will be there both in the numerator and denominator. Gamma D max and gamma D minimum. So now maximum and minimum dry unit weights are given. Then you have to estimate the in situ dry unit weight given the density index. So dry unit weight is 15.31 kilonewton per meter cube. So knowing the value of dry unit weight, we can take the equation gamma D equal to G gamma W by 1 plus E. From this we can estimate the void ratio, which is come as 0.7. Then we can find the porosity using the equation N equal to E by 1 plus E, which is 0.41. So now this session is completed. In the next session, we will be discussing about the index properties and their determination.